Did you know Austin is America's largest city without a Big Four professional sports team, meaning the MLB, NFL, NBA, or NHL? But a concerted effort is underway to change that, specifically focused on baseball. A group called the Austin Baseball Commission is currently looking for potential investors for a team and scouting sites for a stadium. It's a multi-billion-dollar endeavor with many steps and hurdles along the way. Joining us now is Austin Business Journal reporter Justin Sayers, who's been following this. Justin, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, in your reporting, you've talked about the hypothetical potential for Austin to land an MLB franchise, but how realistic is this?
Yeah, so thank you for using the word hypothetical. Right now, there's no plans for expansion. There's a lot that MLB has to get done. Primary among that is a collective bargaining agreement. And there's a lot of issues that need to be hammered out through that before we even talk about that. But the feeling is that if there is expansion, it's going to be two teams and probably happen within the next 10 years.
And you've brought up a few of the various obstacles and circumstances that would prevent Austin from getting an MLB team. But what would you say are the biggest challenges confronting us right now for getting a team soon?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's competition. I mean, right now we have two teams in Texas, Houston and Dallas, with the Rangers and Astros. Besides that, there are a lot of untapped markets with a lot of the same selling points that Austin has. And then they've also been working for years to bring an MLB team there. So those are cities like Portland, Nashville, Salt Lake City that might be seen as a better option. But again, it's all hypothetical until an expansion process begins.
And obviously, too, it's going to incur an enormous cost. How do you think the private and public financial commitments would work? And are there lessons that we could learn from things like Austin FC or the Round Rock Express?
No, that's a great question. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar effort. There's the actual costs of the team. There's the operations that you have to have every year with contracts and salaries and, your spring training, your, international minor league system, so all that is a cost. Then you have to finance and build a stadium. We did go through this with Austin FC, where they were able to work with the city of Austin to create a partnership. We had the same thing with Moody Center, with UT and a private group, Oakview Group, be able to build a stadium and finance that. But it's going to be a very, very hefty cost. And the big thing that I think at the end of the day is going to be, finding someone to take on that cost.
And you brought up a stadium. What are some possibilities for stadium sites?
Yeah, so one of the groups that's working to bring baseball here, the Austin Baseball Commission, they have over the last year been going out and identifying real estate options. They've looked as far north as Williamson County, as far south as Hayes County. They've looked, downtown, around downtown Austin. What they've said is that realistically the best sites that they can see are in eastern Travis County, so east of I-35, but still in Travis County, not quite out to Bastrop, because they want to master plan out a site. They want to have a stadium, but they want to have a whole mixed-use district around it. So, having the available land of eastern Travis County, that's, a big selling point for them. But again, it's all hypothetical until, that even becomes an option.
Now let's paint a perfect reality, and this is something in the works. Do you think, though, Austin, notorious for being a little bit alternative in the grand scheme of Texas, do you think it would even be receptive to a baseball team?
I think so. I mean, we have the Round Rock Express here. They're actually celebrating their 25th anniversary. Reed Ryan, son of Nolan Ryan, obviously baseball legend. When they created that team, the goal was to have an MLB team here eventually. That was essentially a case study to be able to prove Austin as an MLB market in the future. When you talk to Reed, he basically says that Austin is on that track. They've been able to, build up that market, make it a viable market for a professional team. So, if executives are saying that, if it's even on a list, like there was an ESPN list that was put out last year about potential franchise locations, and Austin was on that list. So people in the industry are recognizing that. And, I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's at least being considered.
Well, definitely something we'll have to follow. An exciting journey for the next few years. And selfishly, it would be really cool, but also just think of all the sports puns we could use. You know, we
for
really
sure.
hope Austin's
Yeah.
baseball dreams don't strike out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
love
know,
it. Yeah.
low-hanging fruit, but that would just be such a fun opportunity
Yeah.
for us nerdy journalists. Well, Justin, thank you so much for explaining, and we'll have to stay tuned for the future of Austin's baseball.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment below to let us know your thoughts on this video. And don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Austin Insight for free in the PBS app.